The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Hey, I'm Friendly Baron, and it's pretty well known that the cars in GTA 5 are usually based off a real-life vehicle, and a subset of those are based off movie cars, like the Deluxo in the Back to the Future DeLorean, the Cerberus and Mad Max Fury Road's War Rig, the Vigilante in the 1989 Batmobile, plus the Scramjet from Speed Racer. Less common knowledge is that a few of the missions in single player are also based off the events within a movie. We start here in marriage counseling, where Michael saw his wife cheating on him with the tennis coach, so he follows him back to a house that isn't actually his and pulls it down. This sets off the main events of the game, as Michael then returns to a life of crime to pay back Martin Madrazo for tearing down the house. The dragging down of the house was taken from the 1989 movie Lethal Weapon 2. The main character, played by Mel Gibson, arrives in his truck to a house in the Hollywood Hills up on stilts with the dirt road below. The motivations are different, as in the movie there was a hostage inside and they are trying to free him, so pulling down the house is a distraction while that happens. I will be cutting up the gameplay and moving the match a bit better during this video, like removing some of the scenes showing the shootout going on inside the house during the movie. The game only sees the player's view during this time, but similar actions happen where the tugs slowly shake and break parts off the building until the whole thing comes down. There was a long glamorous scene of everything crumbling down the hill for both the game and movie. This is a great starter to show the kind of inspiration Rockstar takes from movies, where it's not one-to-one but pretty close, just like how they do cars in games. You could even say for this mission, maybe Michael's character was influenced by the movie, as he's supposedly a big film buff in game and likely would have seen it happen in theaters.
Ofertão por R$4,99. Pede iFood já!
Going through the game chronologically, the next instance of film reference comes in Friend Request, where Michael has planted a bomb in a cell phone under Lester's direction, and upon calling Jay Norris during the big press conference, the phone explodes to assassinate him. This is similar to the 2009 Law-Abiding Citizen, where a man is trying to get justice for his wife and assassinates the judge in the case with a cell phone bomb as well. The motivations are again completely different, but the idea of a phone call leading to a slightly delayed explosion to the face is the same. We move on to even more crime. In the jewel store heist, Michael, Franklin, and the crew are doing a smash-and-grab robbery to a high-end store in Rockford Hills, which may give you a clue of which movie it's based off of. They control the crowd with guns and yelling, and have a person counting down a time until they need to leave, which in-game is based off which hacker you have chosen until the alarm goes on. This movie is Beverly Hills Cop 2. Right at the start of the movie, there is a heist of a jewel store where the robbers take control of the customers and staff, then have a team come in and smash all the cases to steal as much as they can. The lady in white is counting down, presumably until the alarm goes off or expected police response time. This robbery takes place in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, which is where the in-game area of Richmond Hills is located, so the location and movie name match up here. They fill their bags as much as possible within the time limit and then head out, just like the game. In the game, you leave the jewel store on motorcycles, which differs from Beverly Hills Cop 2. However, as the game has you head into the tunnels for the subway and sewer under Los Santos, that will become similar to another movie. Rockstar's design rushes through the tunnels and eventually ends up jumping out into the river to finish the chase. A small note, if you are new to my channel, I am also one of the top speedrunners for this game. During this section, we actually stay on top of the ground instead of going into tunnels, as it ends up being much faster. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see how that's done, and for those of you who normally watch my speedrun stuff, don't worry, it's not ending or anything, I just like to diversify my video style. The escape into the tunnels is similar to an escape during 2003's The Italian Job. Now in that movie, they head into the tunnels via the subway, which I am slightly surprised Rockstar didn't copy considering they have similar subways nearby. But it ends up being the same destination of the underground and then popping out into the LA River where the chase continues. The movie obviously has cars instead of motorcycles, but there are two bikes chasing them through the tunnels. We'll be seeing more of 2003's Italian Job later in the game, as well as some bits from the 1969 version of the Italian Job as well. During Trevor Phillips Industries, Trevor is meeting possible drug distribution clients when he gets word that one of the rival crews is coming to attack his meth lab, so he locks them in the ice freezer until done, then gets them out after, and the drugged-out kid rather enjoys it, but the businessman is rather annoyed. This is similar to The Hangover Part 2, where the gang thought Chang had died, so they put him in a freezer and came to retrieve him later. Turns out he wasn't dead and is rather mad at them. Not major plot points in either the game or movie, but crazy Asian guy locked in a freezer is enough to call it a slight bit of inspiration. A bit later in the game, Trevor is attacking the house and meth lab of the O'Neill brothers for taking his business from the guys who were just in the freezer. Trevor lays down gas, then blows up the whole darn house, doing a typical cool guys don't look at explosions, walk away. This explosion and walk is similar to the house going bye-bye in I Am Number 4, where one of the main characters is blowing up the former house of another to help cover their tracks. The method of explosion is different, gas instead of meth lab, but the wood house splitting apart with the walking to the camera is a match, as well as this character in the movie has invincibility to fire, kind of similar to Trevor's special power of being immune to all damage when used. We join Michael and Trevor in Famer Shane, where they are chasing after Laszlo in his tiny car while they are in a big truck. Luckily for Laszlo, his car has magical rubber banding powers and will always stay ahead of the semi-truck. The chase goes to the streets of Los Santos before eventually jumping into the Ellis River to confront Laszlo after he was making a fool out of Tracy on the TV show. That sequence in game probably comes from Terminator 2 Judgment Day, where a young John Connor is trying to escape from the T-1000 Terminator chasing him. John is in a small vehicle, a red bike, while the Terminator is in a big black semi-truck, just like the game's red Prius and black truck for the chasee and chasers. The chase ends up in the LA River after being on the streets for a while, though eventually the movie ends with the T-800s played by Arnold Schwarzenegger helping John Connor escape for some time. The game has much less destruction going on than the movie, but you get the point. In the Mission 3's company, it's Franklin, Michael, and Trevor's first time working together. The FIB has put them on a job to retrieve a suspect from the IAA skyscraper, where Michael rappels down and then breaks inside, while Franklin provides backup from an adjacent building and Trevor controls the chopper. They extract the target and get away. This has parallels to the 2010-18 movie, where the ragtag group is also set on retrieving someone from a skyscraper. One guy is rappelling down the building while a sharpshooter provides support from the building across the street, just like Rockstar did in game. The shootout and preceding escape are different, but the idea is similar. In the movie, flashbangs are used to confuse the enemy instead of the sniper from across the way. The target is taken by the infiltrating repeller. However, in the movie, this is a silly sequence of putting a parachute on him, throwing him out the window, and then catching said parachute with the legs of a helicopter. Not even Rockstar was up to recreating that, which tells you how far-fetched it is, but movie's gonna movie. The next two references come from the same long cutscene in Did Somebody Say Yoga, where Michael gets drugged by Jimmy, goes on what looks like an acid trip of some kind, then ends up in the park. In the game, a bunch of monkeys are chanting around him as he's then lifted to the alien ship. The monkeys in a circle probably come from Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, with the apes chanting around the monolith. I can't really provide more context than that, you gotta see the movie. Michael is brought up to the aliens and then let back down, where he falls back down to Los Santos with an upbeat song playing. This part comes from The Big Lebowski. The dude is knocked out and has a dream where he's floating over Los Angeles in the same bright nighttime with another upbeat song playing over before eventually falling back down to continue the dream sequence. This next movie inspiration comes from one of my all-time favorites, so let's set up the game's mission first. In the Blitzplay heist, Trevor is watching from above and helps Michael time using a garbage truck to bring an armored car to a stop in the road after the team of characters has been doing lots of setup missions to get these large vehicles in the outfits. Once the bank truck is stopped, Franklin rams into it with a tow truck from the side to disable the vehicle and disorient the guards. C4 explosives are used to blow it open, and Michael retrieves a document from the truck while Franklin keeps guard. The player has the choice to leave the security guards alive or execute them. The movie Heat starts with this exact style of heist. Instead of a garbage truck, a stolen ambulance is used to bring the bank truck to a halt without them thinking anything is wrong at first. A large tow truck is applied to the side of the armored car to smash it onto its side as well. I removed a fair bit of shots from the Heat footage in order to speed things up, but it's an incredible movie for the amount of time it takes setting up its crime sequences, and the realistic feel of the shootouts being executed at a normal pace, but by expert marksmen along with great sound design. The movie also uses explosives to blow the truck open in order for a document to be retrieved. In both the game and movie, it's bearer bonds inside, which are basically an anonymous way to have large, transferable funds on paper. Both the game and movie have a moment of dialogue relating to the truck's guards, and in the movie they are actually killed due to one of the bank robbers going a bit crazy. In the movie, they have a timer for the police response and escape by then, but this is where the game diverges, as the player must complete a shootout before being able to escape. After Blitzplay, the next mission also fits into this video. I Fought the Law has Franklin posing as a racer, and Michael and Trevor posing as cops who pull them over, then steal the cars and take them back to Devin Weston in Los Santos. Now, it's a light reference, but this little cutscene and the outfits relate to the late 70s TV show Chips, about two motorcycle officers and basically a buddy cop TV show. California Highway Patrol officers also rarely worked in pairs, so seeing a pair of writers also calls to the show. In the mission Caída Libre, Michael is again working for Martin Madrazo and is sent to the observatory to use this fancy gun in a van to shoot down a plane carrying someone who has betrayed Martin. The player shoots the engine of the plane and it is slowly brought down the crash after losing altitude for a while. Another little speedrun note, you can actually shoot the engine 3 times at once instead of 3 separate times to bring the plane down right away. The movie SWAT also uses a high-powered gun with electronic aiming in the back of a van to bring down an aircraft. It is a helicopter instead of a plane, but the engine is shot out to sever hydraulic lines just the same. The helicopter was going to be used for prisoner transport, so this makes them instead transport on the roads where he can be retrieved by his criminal friends. It'd be a crime if I didn't include James Bond here, and the classic JD700 is a stand-in for the Aston Martin in James Bond. The car has the look, and Franklin poses as a spy in order to steal a spy car, then once clear of the studio, removes the actress who is trying to stop him with the little red button. Specifically, the car is meant to be the DB5 used in Goldfinger with the handy-dandy ejector seat. Flying the biplane is Trevor in Minor Turbulence. The game has you fly up to the back of the big cargo plane, and then fly right into it, where Trevor jumps out before the plane, and tons of cargo gets sucked out. The mission is unrealistic, the physics barely make sense, and there's like 5 minutes of boring flying build-up to technically escape radar detection before in the clear. All of that is exactly why this scene is taken from a 90s action movie called Terminal Velocity. In the movie, the main character is being flown by another pilot in a biplane to catch up to a big cargo plane, as the heroine is being kept hostage on the large aircraft, and is about to be thrown out the back while in the trunk of a car, because they can't just throw her out normally, right? So Charlie Sheen's character hops to the back of the plane to have a short fight with the bad guys. It's not as drastic as flying into the plane, but the similarity of a biplane and a large jet is super clear. Later in the mission, Trevor has to escape from the falling plane, and it's an option to take this Jeep and drive it out. That's probably the intended option for 2 reasons. One, in the game it's a gold medal objective to drive the Jeep. But also, back to the movie, the hero uses the car to fight the enemy and pull him out of the plane for a mid-air fight. And guess what? He wins! Then he has to get the love interest out of the trunk and save her too. The game is a bit less active. All that kind of happens is you jump out later to pull your chute. Anyways, that's all I have for this episode. I'm going to split it up into 2 videos because I don't want to make a video that's 30 minutes long. As well, if you know any references I haven't yet mentioned, please let me know. Specifically, I'm looking at the missions for GTA 5, but any vehicles or other stuff is fine too. I really like making this kind of video, and probably will make one for the games referenced in GTA 5 and the other Rockstar titles, and even non-Rockstar games if they're good examples. Most of my knowledge came from my own watching of terrible 80s and 90s movies, and help from a friend in sourcing these movies. Thanks for watching, and don't worry, I'll be doing speedrun stuff still too, and if you are subscribed or would like to subscribe, I will see you in my next series of images with a related audio track. That's fancy speak for video.
O jogo é outro. A melhor jogada é outra.
I think it's safe to say that the Grand Theft Auto series has borrowed heavily from Hollywood over the years, and if you don't believe me, just watch.
Hey, he's got a blade. Stop running, you fat slime ball.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 GTA moments ripped straight from the movies.
This show's garbage. Oh, come on. You don't have to kill a shot, man.
For this list, we're looking at moments throughout the Grand Theft Auto series that borrowed extensively from a particular scene in a movie. To be clear, we won't be discussing little blink-and-you-miss-it references, like Nigel and Mrs. Thornhill doing the not-worthy bow from Wayne's World towards Trevor.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. I'm not Chuck, what's his?
Instead, we're looking at elaborate moments from missions or random scenarios that borrow heavily from or straight up rip off parts of various films.
Alright, I'm down.
Number 10, say goodnight, Mr. Diaz. Grand Theft Auto, Vice City.
But save it for a rainy day.
This famous moment, in which Lance Van, don't laugh, and Tommy Vercetti kill Ricardo Diaz and take over his mansion, is lifted shot for shot from the 1985 movie To Live and Die in L.A.
Don't forget about me.
I won't. In the movie, Willem Dafoe's Eric Masters killed attorney Max Waxman in the exact same manner.
Oh, Jesus, no!
In the movie and game, both shots are from the perspective of the victim looking up at the perpetrator with a gun, the barrel of the gun pointing directly at the camera. The gunshot is then heard, and a brilliant flash of white light fills the screen as the victim is shot in the head, presumably. Needless to say, it's pretty badass and pretty morbid at the same time.
Good night, Mr. Kid.
Number 9, drug deal goes wrong, Grand Theft Auto 5. In the lawless rural outback of Los Santos, players can stumble across an ominous scene in which various trucks are parked in a circle, complete with dead bodies and a few stunned survivors in a drug deal that's gone wrong.
Yeah, motherfuckers, eh? Just a bunch of the hell.
You can also pick up a briefcase containing money, but two trucks will chase after you in pursuit of their sweet, sweet green if you do so.
Should have known that was too good to be true.
This is all extremely reminiscent of Llewellyn Moss coming across the scene of a failed drug deal in the Coen brothers' masterpiece, No Country for Old Men. He too decides to take a briefcase containing drug money, wherein, you guessed it, trucks chase after him in pursuit. Spoiler alert, doesn't end well for him.
Well, this is just a deal gone wrong, isn't it? Yeah. Here's to them pledges.
Number 8. Tommy becomes Jason Voorhees. Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
I told you not to touch that alarm! What evil be here anyway?
While the GTA series borrows heavily from films, you'd never think that they would steal from a horror movie, and yet here we are. During the bank heist, Tommy dresses in a dark green boiler suit and sports a goalie mask. If this looks familiar, you're clearly a fan of slasher flicks. And this exact outfit is the one that Jason Voorhees dons in Friday the 13th Part 3. And that's not all, because a giant machete is also available as a melee weapon in the game. By throwing on the Jason outfit and running amok in Vice City with his machete, Tommy Vercetti effectively becomes the acclaimed boogeyman of the Friday 13th series. Number 7. Thelma and Louise car. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, shit! What happened? How'd you, what'd you say?
This game is packed to the brim with exciting moments to stumble across, including this very clear Thelma and Louise reference. During a specific time of day, players can encounter a dramatic scene in which a car is parked precariously close to the edge of a cliff, with numerous police cars and helicopters behind it. Before an officer can approach the vehicle, it speeds away, careening off the cliff to the occupant's fiery death. This exact scenario is the ending of Ridley Scott's Thelma and Louise, in which the titular heroes drive off a cliff and into the sunset. Well, into the canyon floor, but that's not as romantic, I guess. Number 6. Love Fist Limo. Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
You want to fight it, Sam?
Can we just drive around all day? I would get plenty to drink.
In this pain-in-the-ass mission, Tommy is forced to drive around Vice City at insanely high speeds because the limo he is driving will explode if it dips below a certain speed.
What else to blow?
While it makes for an exciting concept, it was found almost a decade earlier in the movie Speed, which saw Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock driving a bus through the streets of Los Angeles at high speeds for the exact same reason.
There's a bomb on this bus. If you slow down, it'll blow.
This wasn't the first time that GTA stole from Speed, as a very similar mission, simply titled Bus, was found in the very first game of the series. Number 5. Super Chase through Los Santos. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The mission, just business, sees TJ and Big Smoke driving a bike through the sewer tunnels of Los Angeles, or Santos, whatever, pursued by bikes and cars. While this chase borrowed heavily from the chase in To Live and Die in LA, the big steal comes from when a black truck blows through the railing of a bridge above the heroes in slow motion in order to join the chase. This is directly lifted from Terminator 2 Judgment Day, when the truck driven by the T-1000 does the exact same thing in the exact same manner. Luckily, CJ does not have to deal with a mimetic polyalloy. Number 4. Michael pulls down a house. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Come here!
We think it's safe to say that Michael has kind of a temper. It's fitting, then, that when he catches his wife sleeping with her tennis coach, he goes berserk and literally rips down what he believes to be the coach's house by tying a rope to the house's foundation pole and driving away. Michael is a movie buff, so it's possible that he got the idea from Lethal Weapon 2, wherein Riggs does, yes, the exact same thing with equally destructive results. Both are a little unhinged, so we suppose it's understandable. Props if you use Michael's long hair for this mission, as you look more like Riggs. Number 3, the Puerto Rican Connection, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Man, who the hell ever heard of a heterosexual gangster, man? I'm a lord, man, not a lady. This show's gonna make me famous. You are gonna be famous.
In this mission, the completely annoying and totally street Manny asks you to kill someone who's been making fun of him and his videos. To do this, Nico must track down a train on the rails above the streets of New York City, or Liberty City, whatever, zipping and zagging through traffic as he tries to keep an eye on the train above. If the title didn't immediately give it away, this mission is a clear reference to the French Connection, in which Gene Hackman trails a hitman who's on an L train in the exact same fashion. Except in this case, Nico is the hitman doing the trailing. It's almost the same thing. Number 2, the whole game is basically Scarface. Grand Theft Auto, Vice City.
Vice City is 24-karat gold these days. The Colombians, the Mexicans, hell, even those Cuban refugees are cutting themselves a piece of some nice action.
If there's one movie that Vice City owes its existence to, it's definitely the 1983 classic, Scarface.
I guess that's a perspective thing. Hey, doing time for the family is no piece of cake, but the family looks after its own, okay?
Practically the whole game is molded after this movie, including the concept itself of a low-level drug dealer turning into a cocaine kingpin of Miami. Well, it's Vice City this time. Yeah.
You better not be screwing me, Tommy, because you know I'm not a man to be screwed with.
Other clear references include Tommy and Tony's Hawaiian shirts, the bloody apartment chainsaw killings, the Malibu Club modeled after the Babylon Club, the Vercetti Mansion modeled after Tony's, and the final shootout in which scores of enemies raid the hero's mansion in an attempt to kill him for his betrayal.
Say hello to my little friend.
It's as if they took the script for Scarface and just scratched out Tony's name and penciled in Tommy above it in red ink.
No one to cover your ass now, hey, Tommy. You're going down, you backstabbing prick.
Number 1, Armored Truck Robbery, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Get ready to do your thing. All right, Mike, move it.
This brilliant mission, Blitz Play, sees all 3 of our heroes robbing an armored truck by blocking its route and knocking it on its side using their own truck. This mission's a clear reference to the truck robbery from Heat, wherein the exact same scenario plays out. Both the film and game include the truck ramming, blowing the door with explosives, taking hostages at gunpoint, and even the Navy jumpsuits with goalie masks, although we prefer the monkey head. Rockstar are clearly fans of Heat, and exquisite, as the bank heist from GTA 4 is also heavily modeled after the famous shootout from said movie. Put together like peanut butter and jelly, I guess.
Because I like this we spell back. The cash is on.
Do you agree with our list? What scenes can you think of from GTA that are definitely pulled from a movie? For more referential top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my dog. Hey, look, if you hear shit start to pop off, come in here blasting, all right? I'm down, dog.